I'm back with you again for our tip of the week, Reflecting Him, week 7. It is where we talked all about planting and just the way a seed grows, and we looked at the control syndrome that we many times have to deal with. We talked about companion planting, and what a great time of year, being springtime for us here in the Houston area, to be talking about planting and growing and cleaning out flower beds. As I was asking the Lord this week, what can I share as the tip of the week? There was no doubt this was what I was going to talk about. I had been reading about in Ecclesiastes, where it says, there is a time and a season for everything. There is a time to grow and a time to die. There is a time for planting and a time for uprooting. And then it goes on and on and on. But I thought, I'm kind of thinking that there must be in there somewhere, it says there is a time for the pine pollen in Houston to fall and time for allergies to ignite. Because that is the exact same thing that happened with me. I had thought I'd been on my allergy medicine, which I take on a regular basis, but I ran out of it and just totally forgot to get it refilled. As a result, when the pine pollen started falling, and of course you don't really see it in the air, you see the results on your car, and on even our pool had a yellow film on it, and our driveways and sidewalks and plants and everything else, you could see the result, but you couldn't see it when it was in the air. But I guess I had been breathing it, and I ended up with bronchitis when I finally realized I hadn't been taking my medicine. I thought, oh no, here's another great example of how when we don't take the preventative medicine, the allergy medicine that prevents us from it gives us what we need to fight these allergies, then we can end up with being sick. It's just like when we don't read God's Word and we don't pray and we don't spend time fellowshipping with one another. Again, another life example that I've lived out for all of us as a way of learning how important it is for us to stay in God's Word as a prevention against what the world has to offer when we then focus in on it and walk in the spirit, the flesh. I'm sorry, there's a mosquito in my face. There's the bugs. They're after me. So anyhow, just a fun thing for us to learn from and grow. I love this opportunity to be real with you each week. I just want to encourage you to share all of these things with your children and your grandchildren. These are real life things that they can be learning on from everyday life, that we can talk. It just goes back to Deuteronomy 6, where it says, when you walk with your children, talk with them about the Lord in every moment of every day. When they rise in the morning, when they go to sleep, when we are driving with them, share these things. Share what you've learned about companion planting. And the more that we talk about it with them and share the things that we are learning, the more that they will grab a hold of it, and it is never, ever too early for them. So my prayer for you this week is, as you are in your group, that you just are able to get real with one another. And we're at the end of our journey. This is week 7, so we've only got 3 more weeks, and then I get a chance to be with you. I'm excited to come back and spend some time with you. So until then, I just ask that you stay steadfast, and I will see you next week on Reflecting Him, Tip of the Week.